Hey guys, it's Lee from Scented with Lee, your independent Scentsy consultant. Welcome back to my channel this evening and to this kind of first sniffs from the new catalogue video. So, do apologise about the lighting. I'm in a hotel, but I thought I would just go through these with you this evening ahead of the new catalogue launch on Sunday. So it's now Friday and the last date order from the present catalogue is tomorrow. I will be putting an order in around about 7:30 p.m. tomorrow, which will be the final one from this catalogue and the last opportunity to save 10% on most of the catalogue items. So without further ado, I will make a start. So first product to make a new appearance completely is the Disney Princess True Love Awaits wax. So the scent description for this, I have my catalogue just beside me, is enter a kingdom where enchanting ripe raspberry, sparkling mandarin and a kiss of sweet vanilla write the perfect fairy tale ending. Now I do have a bar of this from when it was a limited time offer. It's not my favourite personally, but then I don't like overly floral. As a general rule, I don't like overly floral scents. Things like Blooming Beach and what's the other one? Apple Blossom Breeze. Those sorts of true florals I do, but this, even though it's not a floral, it does have, to me, it does have a floral note to it, which for me, I don't know, I'm just not keen on this. Haven't been since the time I had a bar. So the catalogue is broken down into sections like holiday, new releases, and then the general categories. So because some of the scents actually appear in holiday and spice or holiday and woods, I'm just going to do the main categories. So starting off with spice, first one is apple and cinnamon sticks. So the scent description for this is apple peel, spiced white pumpkin and a touch of oak. And I do quite like this one. I'm not, when it comes to spice scents, I'm quite fussy, but I do quite like that one. Then we have Autumn Hearth, which also is returning this season. So the description for this is cue up a classic, apple, cinnamon and tonka are all about fall. And it's quite nice. I don't think I will be rushing to buy a bar of this, just because I think it is quite similar personally to apple and cinnamon sticks. So I try not to buy waxes that are too similar or knowingly too similar to each other. And apple and cinnamon sticks and autumn hearth to me are quite similar, so for me it's one or the other. So then we have a Blackberry Cider in this purple wax. I do apologise, I'm recording on my iPad, so having the camera and the being in portrait rather than landscape is throwing me slightly. So the description for this is a sweet blackberry brew spiked with raspberry, roasted apple and a splash of vanilla. And yes, it's quite nice. I do quite like that one. Then the next one is one of the best sellers, Christmas Cottage, and the description for this is a cosy inviting blend of Valencia oranges, raspberries, cloves and spices. Now this one is my cup of tea. I do actually have a bar from last year's autumn winter catalogue and I was really happy to see this come back. This is one that I think may well go in my Scentsy Club at the end of this season. Then we have Cinnamon Bay, crisp spicy cinnamon with a touch of cloves. And this one is quite nice. I would be interested in mixing this with something like vanilla bean buttercream maybe. But yes, I think I will get a bar of that one. Then I am skipping some because if they're in the existing catalogue, I don't really see the point of going over them again. So then we have Cozy Fireside, warm spice notes with zesty ginger and cinnamon. This one is quite nice. For me, it's quite similar to Cinnamon Bay, but that's just my opinion. Then we have Gingerbread Hugs. So this is fresh baked gingerbread with notes of vanilla and nutmeg, wrap you up in the warmest, sweetest embrace. Now, I already know I do not like this. I just do not like this at all. Whether it would be different warming or warmed, I don't know, but on cold sniff, it's just not for me. Sometimes on first sniff, I have that reaction, and then sniffing it again in the future or a few times, it changes, but I've disliked this one every time I've smelt it. But yet it's quite popular, so that's just my nose. Then we have spiced berries, frankincense and myrrh waft beneath decadent berries to create a timeless scent. And this one is nice. I do like this one. So that's it for the spice section. Then we move on to bakery, and this one is one that I do absolutely love. And it is apple cherry strudel. So this is Granny Smith apple, cherry and vanilla drizzle, insist on dessert first. And this one is just absolutely beautiful. I do absolutely love this. Whether I would put it in my Scentsy club, I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know whether I would. I may do. No, I may do at the end of this autumn-winter season. So then we have a blueberry rush, and the description of this is: a sweet surge of ripe blueberry leads a luscious bouquet of lively cranberry, blackcurrant, and pomegranate. And this one is really nice. It's quite sweet, has a slight tartness to it, but equally it seems quite fresh as well. Then we have her Gina Mug, which is curl up with chocolate, hazelnut and cookie dough. Now this one for me is much nicer than Gingerbread Hugs. It's just sweet, it's creamy, it's chocolatey. That one is really nice. I am tempted to get a bar of that. And then lastly we have the new one, which is Spice Cake, a heavenly slice of spice cake baked with cinnamon and ginger, because there's always room for dessert. And this is another one I'm not entirely convinced with. Just for me, I don't know, there's just something about it. I'm not 100% certain. I'm not totally sold on it. Can't be in a hotel room on a Friday night and not have a glass of wine. So onto the fruity category, we have appleberry. So this is a barrel full of fresh picked crimson apples, complemented by cranberry and pomegranate, is very, very good. And this one is really nice. You've got that tart crispness of the apple, just slightly sweetened by the cranberry and pomegranate. That one is really nice. Then we have Autumn Road Trip. So this is take a tour through crisp harvest apple, just pick Anjou pear and a forest of towering silver oak. This one's quite nice. I think I probably will get a bar of this to try. There's that one. Then we have Berry Blessed. So this is soft vanilla and cranberry sprinkled with sparkling sugar is pure bliss. Oh, this one I am buying a bar of. It's sweet, it's fruity, it's not over the top. It does actually remind me of something, but I'm not sure what. But it is very, very nice. Then lastly, in the fruity category, we have the new Blackberry Sandalwood. And the description of this is dark plum, blackberry and wild rhubarb stirred with sandalwood showcased Earth's richest offerings. And this one is, I don't think I've warmed this one at home yet. It's quite nice. I know on the first sniffs of the 10 new scents, I think this might have been one of the ones I did like. But I have actually, the more I've sniffed some of the new ones, the more I have grown to like the ones that I didn't originally enjoy. Yes, there's that one. Then we have Jeweled Pomegranate. And the description is shimmering pomegranate sparkles with sugared mandarin and a twinkle of cinnamon. And this for me just reminds me so much of Christmas. And almost like that pomander type scent. I absolutely love this. I do think this will go in my club. I do really like this. In fact, I am going to get myself the Moisture Medley in that, which is a new product for this year, as in the bath soap, shower gel, hand cream and hand soap is available in this scent, and I want it. So then we have another new one, which is Pomegranate Prosecco. Delectable rosé berry and pomegranate add an effervescent splash to a fluted pink Prosecco. And I think this is one of the ones that maybe I wasn't sold on, but I have warmed it and it is actually quite nice. Then we have Scarlet Sunflower. Juicy apple and a hint of red cranberry are brightened by a scarlet sunflower turning to face the sun. And it does have the sweet but floral scent, but not the same sort of floral as Disney's True Love Waits. For me, this is far nicer. Then we have another bestseller returning, which is Snowberry Luscious Blend of Loganberry, Strawberry, Peppermint and Zesty Cinnamon. And this, it almost reminds me of Play-Doh. There's something in it that makes me think Play-Doh. I don't know what it is, because it doesn't actually smell like Play-Doh, but it reminds me of Play-Doh. Then we have another new one for this season, which is Tinselberry. And this is strawberry and cranberry dipped in cinnamon and sweet sugar for a little extra sparkle. And I think this was one of the ones that I wasn't keen on, so I'm still not sure what I make of it. Then we have Very Merry Cranberry. Lush red winter berries pop against the backdrop of snow-covered cedar celebrating a lovely winter landscape. And yeah, I get the fruitiness in the cedar. Again, it reminds me of Christmas time. So that's a nice one. And then finally, another bestseller, which is Winterberry Apple Tea. So winter tea cozies up to cranberry, apple and honey. And Honestly, I think this reminds me of Sweet Plum Pastry from the Bring Back My Bar collection last year. It's got like a sweet pastry, buttery note to it. I'm sure it probably doesn't actually, but that's what the scent reminds me of. So then, from the new catalogue, there's only 2 in the citrus category that I have. So that is another new one, Cheerful Celebration. A bright and bubbly jubilee of sparkling lemon, juicy pineapple and tart raspberry. And this one is another one that was nicer warmed than on Cold Sniff. I have actually quite enjoyed warming that. And then we have iced citrus, which is frozen lemon and iced pineapple are garnished with just enough crushed mint to cause a stir. Now, the first time I smelt this, when I had my bag of tester pots a couple of weeks ago, was it reminded me of the amoxicillin medicine from when I was young. It's just got that, I don't know, it's not a medicinal smell, but it really, really reminds me of amoxicillin syrup. It takes me back to being ill as a kid. But yeah, that again, that's just my interpretation of it. So then we have the floral category. No, there's no new ones in the floral category, sorry. Then we have fresh, and the first one being Arctic Kiss. So this was December 2020's scent of the month, and I'm really, really pleased to see that it came back or came out into the catalogue this year. So cool Arctic mint and fresh air embrace the warmth of fluffy vanilla clouds. Now this is one that at the time I had this last year, I didn't have a Scentsy Club. I didn't really know much about Scentsy Club. This is 100% going in my Scentsy Club this year, because I would have been absolutely devastated if this hadn't come back. Like, to me, it's just, there's just something about this scent that I absolutely love. So then we have Cozy Cardigan. So this is find bedded bliss in layers of soft suede, blushing rose and amber silk. And this one is quite a cozy, like cuddle up and beneath a blanket type scent. And this is another one that's 100% going in my Scentsy Club at the end of the season. Then we have I'm Snow Over It, You Know You Love It. Sage, whispering pine and cedarwood bursting with bright berries will rekindle your winter romance. And yes, I do get the cedar and sage. Hints of pine, I don't get berries, but that is a very nice one. Then we have Jade and Jasmine, and I want to say this was possibly January scent of the month. So I absolutely love this one. Again, this is one that is going in my Scentsy Club, and it reminds me of something else, not a wax. I think it reminds me of a perfume or an aftershave. But the description is start fresh with green lemon and blue jasmine garnished with rosemary in this gem of a fragrance, and it is. It truly is. It's absolutely lovely. Then we have Polar Bear Hug. So this used to be called Eskimo Kiss, and it's been rebranded. So the description of this is blackberry jam, caramelized brown sugar, vanilla and amber in a softly romantic scent. And this one is really nice. For me, I don't think this would go in my Scentsy Club. As it's one of the bestsellers, I think it probably would come back next year. But it's one of the ones that, as nice as it is and as much as I like it, I wouldn't be devastated if it didn't return. Then we have Silver Bells. So minted candy canes dance over warm and welcoming winter pear, all enveloped in a velvety blanket of caramel and vanilla sugar. And this one, I'm not 100% certain what I think of it. It's nice, but it reminds me of the dentist. I don't know if it's the sweet mint, not necessarily dentist, but maybe toothpaste, that sort of sweet mint scent. Interesting. So finally, in the fresh category, we have Slay All Day, Snow-Kissed Mint and Juniper keep their cool as they dash through the crisp mountain air. And this one makes me, I don't know if it's a juniper, but I feel like there's almost like that sage note, which probably is the juniper. And then finally we have the woods category, which is generally one that I really like. So I do appear to have one tester pot missing, so I do need to contact consultant support, because when I emptied my bag of testers, it wasn't there. So, but the description is: wander into autumn woods to gather golden apples and a dash of warm spice. And I do have a bar from last year, and it is really nice, and I'm quite pleased it came back. But again, it's one that I wouldn't have been devastated about if it hadn't. So then a new scent this year, Blue Sage and Tonka, which is revel in the richness of midnight sage and black lavender over the sultry sweetness of tonka bean. And this is one I've been really enjoying as well. It's quite a masculine scent, one that might make it into my Scentsy club. Then we have Cashmere and Corduroy, which again is another new one this year. So wrap yourself up in the coziness of creamy vanilla, Sicilian bergamot and Cashmere Sandalwood. And this is one that surprised me. I popped it in the warmer in my bedroom and I was like, whoa, this is really nice. And yes, this one might also end up in my club. Then we have cranberry and tinsel. So this is mulled cranberries, Siberian fir needle and cedarwood sparkle and shine. I'm not sure what I think of this one either. On cold sniff, it seems a bit meh, but sometimes they are completely different when they're warmed. So then we have another new one. There's one more new one after this. So this is Enchanted Woods, and the description for this is: luminous amber and hints of creamy coconut meander through a mystical forest of sandalwood and birchwood. And this one is another one that I really like. Not sure it's club worthy, because there is another one that I think I prefer just a smidge. So then we have Just For You. Wild Blackberry offers its one-of-a-kind sweetness to a forest of fir balsam and pine needles. And this is a sweet woodsy. You definitely get like the fir and pine with the sweetness over it. Definitely want a barrel of that to try. Then the final of the 10 new ones of this year is Let's Escape. So this is exotic saffron, sugared orchid and warm amberwood transport you to faraway lands. And this is rich and woody and almost as I think, hints of smoke, almost like burning embers. To me, it has a slight hint from around the campfire and bonfire beach. Just those like slightly smoky embery notes. But I don't think I've worn Darwins Home yet, so that's on the list. And then this was actually my very first bar that I bought from Scentsy, which was last December. And this is one that will go in my club, I think, because I was hoping and praying that it would come back this year, and that is Twilight Frost. So the description of this is: bold floral notes of orange blossom and wild lavender are deepened by a bed of twilight moss. And I absolutely love this one. It is definitely going in my Scentsy club, without shadow of doubt. It's just rich and bold and woody, and just, I love it. So that is it from the new scent in the new season's catalogue. So Above and Beyond. So this catalogue launches on Sunday morning. I will be doing my last order from the current catalogue tomorrow evening, as I said at the start. There are a few current bars which have now been added to my Scentsy Club. My Scentsy Club charges on the 4th of August, which means I think around the 25th, 26th of this month it locked for changes, so any changes made won't take effect until November, which means that I was able to add a few bars from the current catalogue in, and it won't be processed until November. And my club is quarterly, which means that November, the next processing then is February, which is the new catalogue, so it locks the end of January, at which point we know what will be coming back next year. So it means that ones that are coming back next spring, summer, I can then go ahead and take out of my Scentsy Club and pop any new ones in from this current season ready in case they don't come back next year. So one of the main benefits of Scentsy Club is you always get my bar perk, which of course means as long as the bar of wax is in your club, Scentsy will continue to make it, even if you are the only person with it in your club. Scentsy Club can also be used for any consumable items, so anything that runs out, such as light bulbs, sand circles, car bars, diffuser oils, cotton cleanups, which seems to be the only way to get them at the moment is through Scentsy Club, because when items come back into stock, priority goes to people that have them on back order, which happens with Scentsy Club, and then they are released to general sale if they are stocks left over, which they haven't been in stock for quite a while now. So I have actually put 4 packs into my Scentsy Club, so hopefully I will get some to try soon, although my director did give me a couple of them last week at Scentsy Family Reunion, but I haven't been home to actually try them yet, so I'm looking forward to that. So thank you for joining me this evening. I hope my little sniff session was useful. If it was, please like, share and subscribe to this video. If it wasn't, drop a comment in the box down below and let me know what you didn't find useful and what would have been useful. So thank you for joining me this evening. Take care, stay safe and happy warming. See you soon.